Well, hello, Robert Heffernan with EndoTech. And this is Market Vitals. I have been out of the country for several days, so my first chance to get back at it, wanted to do a quick one. Good morning in Asia, as it's already Asia morning time, 29th of May. And I'll follow this up tomorrow in the U.S. trading hours. But I wanted to talk a little bit about a few things that I see coming back into the working world, the trading world, and I need to get to a weekly segment for our blockchain subscribers. The weekly setup so important, so we will definitely be talking about that. But let's do the rounds first. Doing the rounds, my chance to talk about something I'm seeing in the headlines, a tweet, a headline, or something. And, you know, I went to Mexico, and I enjoyed family and friends and an incredible wedding, an incredible outpouring of friendship and love. And now what we're seeing in U.S.-China relations, of course, dominating the headlines here now are the two presidents, President Trump and President Xi of China. And no ground being made on the trade war that has been escalating here between these two huge powers, economic powers. And I just don't see any end in sight. Now, people are thinking that this would be done in time for the G20. First of all, the G20 is not even until the end of June. Saturday is the beginning of June, June 1, and we will talk about the monthly fractal on cryptos especially, but also, the barometer here is the S&P 500. That's most people are trading when it comes to equities, especially in the U.S. Trade. And as the S&P goes, a lot of times the rest of the world follows. And currently, not looking very healthy. So we are going to let's talk about S&Ps. And again, my whole point here is that the market is very headline driven, and I just don't see any positive headlines possible for the for the foreseeable future. Who knows if it even gets done by the G20? And it's amazing to me to hear the pundits that speak out of both sides of their mouths. Everybody agrees that China has been using their negotiating skill and their leverage for years and years, decades, to get to where they are, and a very unfair trade practices that they have partaken in. And Trump said enough, all right? And I think people are very mistaken that he would put a bad trade deal in front of his reelection chances. I'm telling you right now, I think he'd rather walk away and fight this thing. And the thing that makes me think this, one thing is that he's got broad support on both sides of the aisle to make sure that we get the right deal done with China, and not just a deal. So that's what I'm seeing. Let's take the vitals and talk about real price action, especially to begin with here in the SPOOs. Taking the vitals, my chance to talk actual trading. And since I didn't have a chance to talk weeklies, now how about this? Right now, SPOO's trading 27.98, well below, again, on this daily fractal. They broke them hard late in the day. And so not quite on the daily having a chance to catch up, but I really wanted to talk about the weekly. Last week, that lower momentum level was around 28.05. This week, 28.0850, so below and fully in down momentum or lower momentum on the weekly now in the S&P. And these are June futures in the S&P. Not only about that, but this is rounding pretty substantially here and going to get very reactive. Actually, on a downdraft here, I wouldn't be surprised to see this band kick down. And now we're talking, lower potentiality going forward here. And then, the stops here now, 27.90, 27.26, two weekly lows that we've made. And then the weekly low momentum collar all the way down to 27.08. That's going to give you the idea of the potentiality on the weekly here, a full 100 handles to that lower momentum collar on the weekly. And, we're short S&Ps. I'm short S&Ps. And until they can prove us differently and climb back out of lower momentum, especially, weekly actually right now to begin with. Weekly at 2808.50. And then the daily up at 2829. No reason to be marrying a long position here in the S&Ps. That's what I'm seeing. All right, so that's what I'm seeing in the S&Ps. And I'm going to jump and say goodbye to the Facebook crowd here and cover blockchain assets. You need to be a full EndoTech subscriber in order to catch in all of the content offered by this broadcast. And so please go to endotech.io and subscribe. And I'm going to talk blockchain here. Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the rest especially on the weekly fractal. So please, if you are not a subscriber, head over to endotech.io and subscribe, and you will see the segment in its entirety. See you later, Facebook. Now, the YouTube crowd, I'm going to actually give a little benefit to, and we're going to talk, let's roll another opening here, weekly. Weekly edition. Yeah, there I am. Hey, follow us on Twitter at EndoTech_@IO, and I am at HFR from the floor. And let's get back to the vitals and talk. Let's talk Bitcoin, and then I'm just going to talk weeklies here. Taking the vitals, my chance to talk actionable trading information, any trading asset that we're covering. And right now, Bitcoin at Bitfinex trading 87.23. Fairly an up mode, but I really wanted to spend some time talking about the weekly and the monthly, actually. So now, here's the facts of the weekly chart and the weekly setup. That up momentum level now on the weekly, 73.41. We are hell and gone from the momentum level on a weekly, and that's where trading becomes very, very precarious, right? When you have an explosive market like we've had in Bitcoin, you're talking about a major pullback, and it's still all right to buy it, all right? So the people that have missed this explosive thing and they want to sit on their hands and be patient, that's the area that you're looking for, 73.41. That would be a penetration into lower momentum on the daily, but that's what it looks like on the weekly. On the flip side of that, though, if you're not in, now room on the weekly to the upmo collar on the weekly to 10,576. 10,576. Now, the important thing for me here is the monthly, which we will roll at the end of the week here. That monthly up momentum collar at the beginning of the month, that band started at 10,338, and I mentioned that level several times. Now with the action and the up action so far this month, it's shifted up a bit to 10,564. Oh, wow. Right there at the 10,576 level, same area as the weekly collar. So if we get any explosive action to the 10,500 area and you are long Bitcoin and you don't take some chips off the table, there's an old saying on the floor, bulls make money, bears make money, and pigs get slaughtered. So please have some orders in, or if you're at the con when it goes in trades, if it goes in trades, 10,500, you got to take some chips off the table on Bitcoin at that area and see how the monthly rolls, see what kind of potentiality we start uncovering on the monthly. Anyway, I'm going to say goodbye to the YouTube crowd and continue with the rest of these blockchain assets. And I'm just going to cover the weeklies here. I'm not even going to bring up the sheet, so I'm just going to fireball on the weeklies, what those levels are. So see you later, YouTube. You got the Bitcoin part of this, a little bit more than the Facebook crowd. All right, see you later, YouTube. All right,